Hello everyone, I'm Nick from nextstepnick.com and today we're going to talk about Red Rush. I thought I'd include a playthrough and we'll just play through and talk about the game a little bit. So, the main point of the game is you're balancing these different bars. You can see at the top of the screen you've got your finance, your power, your food, how happy people are, then you've also got your production, your military might. You're kind of rebuilding Russia, so you're basically trying to make sure that you're balancing all these different aspects, making sure people are happy, that productions are going okay, and you're making sure you've got all the right things coming in, whilst also kind of growing the country back. Seems like a really interesting game. I quite like the idea of balancing and making sure everything's working in a certain way. I like the fact that it's kind of cute. It's got this really cute aspect to it. It reminds me a little bit of really, really old Civilization style games, or kind of those balance games where you're just making sure that you've got the right resources coming in at the right times. You know the type. So I was kind of excited to see this. I thought it would be a kind of cute, relaxing title to play. It was a bit of, it was a bit of a learning curve for me. I definitely tried to sort of learn what I could via playing the tutorial, because it's the kind of game that you could quite easily get lost in. So I played the tutorial 3 or 4 times just to make sure I understood exactly how the game played in regard to balancing things. There are sort of random things that happen where you might get gifted a certain amount of money in exchange for happiness, or maybe you get a certain benefit or a certain negative, like a weather change. And it's kind of sweet in regard to that, but the thing I will say is that it's basically unplayable. I mean, I did my best, and as you can see, this is probably my longest playthrough. Every other playthrough was significantly shorter than this, because as soon as you go into the negative, so you can see all those numbers ticking down on the top there, as soon as those numbers reach 0, it's not a case of, okay, you've got a little while to get back in, you just fail. You just fail immediately. The game just ends. So you're really relying on these random bailouts and these random things to happen, because if they don't, the game's just over. I mean, fair enough, it's at this early state where I can imagine it'll be growing, but at the moment it's so unforgiving in regard to the balancing. I mean, here I'm literally copying to the letter. The tutorial is about, I don't know, a couple of minutes maximum of just reading, and once you've read that, you're in the game. There's no real experiences there to kind of show you. There's no scenarios. You literally just have a go. It tells you exactly what you should really build. Try and build this many numbers of this building. You need this, you need this, you need this. I have approached this from every single angle, and it's impossible to play. But I mean, we're doing quite well here, so maybe we're going to do quite well on this playthrough. I won't say how this one ends, but you can watch for yourself. It's not exactly the best made, I think. I think it's a case of you really need to sit down and balance this, because... Well, that's alright, because we've learned from that experience. We'll try something a bit different this time. Let's try if we just move this around and... Okay, well, fair enough. Why don't we put this building about here and we... Well, no problem. We can just... well, that's okay, because we'll just try up... Well, no worries, because we can just move the thing to the right. And then we can... Why don't we try putting... How about we just... Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll catch you again very soon.